to a new video. Okay, I know what you're thinking, the sunglasses again. I hope they're not too distracting. If you want to know the full story, it's in the Monday movie hunt at the beginning there. And hopefully at the weekend I'll make some videos without any sunglasses on. But I felt it was less distracting than the Animal Crossing beasting look, so we'll just go with that. But this of course is Friday reviews because this is Friday. Now I had 7 movies left to watch from February's releases, so I was kind of falling behind a little bit, but also 4 came out this week, so not too bad. I had 3 from previous times and 4 from this week. So from this week's batch I managed to watch 2 of the movies, and from the previous ones I managed to watch 1. So I watched 3, which isn't the best. I was kind of hoping to watch 5, but hopefully I'll catch up soon because I really need to watch them all so I can do my end of month roundup. So I've still got 4 to watch, so hopefully I'll get them watched next week. Okay, so just before I get into the reviews of the 3 movies that I watched this week for the Monday Movie Hunt pickups, I do have one thing I just really briefly want to talk about in this video because I feel like it was a main contributor to why I didn't get all the movies watched. And it is because Horizon Zero Dawn came out this week. You know, I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to really enjoy this game. I'm excited to play it. And I really enjoy playing games, but I can't really play them for like a long period of time. I play for about an hour, and then that's kind of that. And I'll play again maybe the next day for an hour, and maybe not for a day. You know, I'm not really a real full long person who sits for hours and hours and hours and plays. I can't really do that because, I don't know, it's just not my kind of thing. However, this game is so fantastic and I love it so much, and I can kind of just really get immersed in this world, and I find hours pass by and like, oh, I've been playing this for a long time. So this is brilliant. I love it. I would really recommend it. So yeah, it's definitely stole some hours away this week, and it's a brilliant game, and I cannot wait to play more of it. I'm just dying to get further into this. The story is fantastic. It almost feels like a movie at times. It looks brilliant. Anyway, this is Friday reviews, but still, this game, it's so good. So I do not regret where I put some of my spare time more into this game than watching the films, because I just love this. So yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn. Okay, so the first film that I watched was the one from previous weeks, and that was Inferno with Tom Hanks and Felicity Jones. Now, I said in my Monday Movie Hunt that I hadn't seen Angels and Demons, but I had seen The Da Vinci Code. Now, for an unpopular opinion, I don't really like The Da Vinci Code, so now you're thinking, okay, why did you buy Inferno if you don't like The Da Vinci Code? However, I think I enjoyed this more. I don't know why, I don't know what it is. I think I just like the concept more. It was kind of like an apocalyptic-ish type of concept. I thought Ben Foster's character was very good. He was the guy from Hell or High Water. I really liked him. I just liked the idea. It wasn't a fantastic film though. There were some parts where I was kind of like, getting a little bit bored in the middle. And there was a few things I was like, well, this is a bit, I don't know, there were some things that were a little bit weird. But for the most part, I did quite enjoy this, and I would actually watch it again. So I gave it 3.5 stars. I enjoyed it. It was kind of fun. It was a bit cheesy. You know, I know a lot of people don't like this one. And it's interesting because Josh has watched The Da Vinci Code and Angels and Demons, and he really loved The Da Vinci Code, the first one. And he's also read the book of The Da Vinci Code. And he said he didn't really like this one as much. He said it was kind of just, eh. So I prefer this one. I think it's just because I didn't really enjoy The Da Vinci Code. I don't know. So now I am kind of interested to watch Angels and Demons at some point. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I had a good time watching it. I liked all the places that it took place in. That was weird. Places it took place in. Anyway, all the locations, I should have said, and yeah, for the most part I had a fun time watching it. It wasn't anything amazing, but it was a fun time. So that was Inferno. Okay, so the next one is the first one that I watched of this week's pickups. So the first one I watched was Daniel Blake. Now, so many people were talking about this when it came out in cinemas, and I was really intrigued, really interested. I feel like maybe it typically wouldn't be my type of film initially, like on a first day pickup, but I did watch a snip of the trailer before picking this up, and the thing that drew me in, and also the thing that I thought was really brilliant about this, was Daniel Blake's character himself. He was such a brilliant, fantastic, funny character, very British. This is of course a British film, and it's very typically British, which I loved about it. Daniel Blake is a fantastic character. I loved his humour. I loved the way that he would speak to people. Like, well, I don't know. It was brilliant. He really caught this film at its heart. He was just brilliant. I also thought that the other family, whose names Katie, I feel like was her name, I've forgotten a little bit, were brilliant, and it felt very real. That's what I liked about this film. The acting in this was so fantastic that it felt real, and I felt like these people were real people, and this was a real situation. And obviously it isn't, it's a film, but it felt so real, and it was very heartfelt. The end, you know, it was kind of a whole other story. Like, I feel like this film, basically, it's about this man, Daniel Blake, if you haven't seen it, who suffers from a major heart attack. His doctors say he can't go back to work because he's kind of he's like a manual worker, say. I don't actually know I can't remember his particular job. I know he likes doing woodwork, but I know also he was up on scaffolding, so I'm kind of hazy about that. And they say, you know, you can't go back to work yet because he suffered a major heart attack, and he gets, what's it called? Like, the employment benefits. I'm not really sure. Something because he can't go back to work. But then, because he gets, basically they say you get 12 points, you need to get 15 to stay off work. Because he doesn't fit into this little box, they take that off him and make him go on job seekers allowance. And so with job seekers allowance, he has to go and look for jobs and be seeking for a new job, and be seeking out employment. And that part I found really, really sad, because when you see him looking for these jobs, I thought it was so great, and I loved the way that he did it, and I loved how it was done. And I hated how at the job centre they were so dismissive of his way of doing it. Like, if it wasn't their way, then it wasn't any good. And it was really, really sad, and I thought that was a real moment for me where I thought, I don't know, there was something about that I thought was really important. And again, if I go into the whole thing, it's this whole subject which obviously this film deals with very well. It's a very interesting film. It's very interesting to talk about. It's a great film to watch, to then discuss with other people. And overall I gave the film 4 stars. I thought that it was fantastically done, but you know, it wasn't like an enjoyable watch. It was more of an interesting, and it was kind of enjoyable because Daniel Blake was very good. Anyway, I gave 4 stars. It was a brilliant film. So yeah, that's I, Daniel Blake. And then the final film that I watched this week was Street Cat Named Bob, and in some ways, weirdly, in many different ways, this reminded me a bit of I, Daniel Blake, simply because it dealt with those kind of hard topics, different topics, but it was just interesting. It's a British film, and it deals with, mostly we meet this man who is homeless, and because he's got drug addiction problems, and he's, you know, trying to get clean and stuff, and you know, he's trying to make money, trying to make ends meet, just trying to have things to eat. He's got to deal with people on the streets who are encouraging him to go like the wrong way, and it's this whole kind of thing. And then obviously he meets Bob, and Bob in himself is so cute and so brilliant. So for me, the film kind of felt like in 2 places. In one end, it was like a serious film where it dealt a lot with the fact that he was homeless and other people and drug addiction and trying to get away from that life, like, because obviously once you are homeless it's hard to move ahead, and I thought it was very interesting how it was dealt. Like, also he goes and works for the Big Issue at some point. I thought that was very interesting, and the things that happened to him and kind of his life story and his family connections, yada yada yada. I thought it was interesting, and it's kind of a serious topic. But Bob, who is the cat who finds him, is such a cute, brilliant cat. That was like a whole nother thing. I loved seeing Bob so much. I enjoyed this film so much because of Bob. Whereas it wasn't like a film you would typically like have fun with or enjoy, but because of Bob it was so fun and so enjoyable. And obviously, you know, it's about Bob really, so it's kind of the main focus. But I thought it was interesting how they kind of kept the 2 things together. It wasn't just, well, it's not a cat movie. Like, it's definitely not. It's something very different. Overall, I gave this film 4 stars. I thought it was very well done, and I felt all the emotions throughout watching this film. But I would say that Bob, the cat, I would actually give 4.5 stars. I just completely fell in love with Bob and was so captured by his story, and I just really loved him. But as for the film and other things, I'd give it 4 stars. So I really enjoyed this film, and it was kind of a weird film to enjoy so much, but it's definitely the one that I enjoyed the most out of the bunch. But I do feel that Daniel Blake, dealt with a more serious topic and was more hard-hitting, whereas this was kind of more fun. But again, it wasn't like a typical cat movie. It was a lot more than that. And I would definitely watch this again. And I do love Bob the cat now. I think he's just so fantastic. So yes, that's Street Cat Named Bob. So yeah, those are the 3 films that I watched this week. Let me know in the comments below if you've seen any of these 3. And I need to get the other ones as soon as possible. So again, I can do my February roundup. So yeah, quite a good batch. None of these I didn't enjoy. I enjoyed them all. I thought they were all good in their own way. But yeah, until then guys, I will see you next time. Thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, or if you're a newbie, and to hit that little bell symbol so that you can be told when new videos come out. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Goodbye!